Justice Department to prioritize revoking U.S. citizenship for naturalized Americans. The Justice Department under the Trump administration has directed federal prosecutors to prioritize revoking U.S. citizenship from naturalized Americans accused of certain crimes. This video is part of a broader immigration crackdown aimed at tightening legal pathways and reinforcing national security through stricter enforcement. If you're interested in this topic, please pay attention and watch the video through to the end to get all the information. Please hit like and subscribe, and don't forget to push the notification bell for an upcoming video. The video comes as the Trump administration has been cracking down on illegal immigration and taking steps to reduce legal immigration to the U.S., including limiting birthright citizenship. The Department of Justice has directed its attorneys to prioritize stripping U.S. citizenship for naturalized Americans who commit certain crimes, according to a June 11th memo. The memo from Brett A. Shumate, Assistant Attorney General for Civil Division, directs prosecutors in the agency to revoke citizenship from naturalized individuals for certain infractions, ranging from fraud to war crimes. The list also includes individuals who engage in the commission extrajudicial killings or other serious human rights abuses, if they pose a threat to national security, are gang members, or committed human trafficking, sex offenses, or other violent crimes. Individuals who engage in financial fraud against the U.S., including the Paycheck Protection Program and Medicaid or Medicare, as well as fraud against individuals or corporations, are also subject to denaturalization. The memo also gives DOJ attorneys wider discretion on when to pursue cases against individuals that the division determines to be sufficiently important to pursue, and those who lied or made misrepresentations on their naturalization application. Joyce Vance, the former U.S. Attorney for the Northern District of Alabama, sounded the alarm over the memo's broad language. The provision is so vague that it would permit the division to denaturalize for just about anything, Vance argued in a blog post. It could be something prior to or following naturalization. Given the other priorities discussed in the memo, it could be exercising First Amendment rights or encouraging diversity in hiring, now recast as fraud against the United States. Troublesome journalists who are naturalized citizens, students, university professors, infectious disease doctors who try to reveal the truth about epidemics, lawyers, all are now vulnerable to the vagaries of an administration that has shown a preference for deporting people without due process and dealing with questions that come up after the fact and with a dismissive tone. The memo notes that an individual can be referred for denaturalization if they have pending criminal charges and haven't been convicted. Rekha Sharma Crawford, Vice President of the American Immigration Lawyers Association, said it's crucial to keep in mind that the government has the burden of proof during denaturalization proceedings. While it's not clear how the administration plans to use mere accusation to base proceedings for denaturalization, the law only recognizes for very specific categories. Fortunately, these are matters that will have to be brought in federal district court, where there are strict rules of evidence and procedure, and not just before the agency, which would likely have far less procedural protections, Sharma Crawford told NBC. Still, others fear the memo raises a prospect for abuse. Christopher Wellborn, president of the National Association of Criminal Defense Lawyers, is concerned that any offense at any time may be used to justify denaturalization. It is not difficult to imagine a scenario where the government invokes unsubstantiated claims of gang affiliation or uses an individual's criminal record to claim that citizenship was illegally procured, Wellborn said in a statement. A spokesperson for the Justice Department defended the memo in an emailed statement to NBC, saying it is committed to maintaining the integrity of the naturalization program. Denaturalization proceedings will only be pursued as permitted by law and supported by evidence against individuals who illegally procured or misrepresented facts in the naturalization process. The statement reads, "This Department of Justice is committed to maintaining the integrity of the naturalization program. Those who gain citizenship through unlawful means and endanger our national security will not maintain the benefits of being an American citizen." The move comes as the Trump administration has been cracking down on illegal immigration and taking steps to reduce legal immigration to U.S., including limiting birthright citizenship and scaling back refugee programs. Their desire to target immigrant communities at all costs is damaging to the country's long history of being a welcoming nation that holds paramount to fundamental ideals of life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness, Sharma Crawford said. More than 7.9 million people became naturalized U.S. citizens over the last decade, including 818,500 new citizens last year, according to U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services. Immigrants who become U.S. citizens can vote, serve on juries, and obtain security clearance. Denaturalization, the process of stripping a naturalized citizen of their citizenship, is very rare. For years, the government's denaturalization efforts focused largely on suspected war criminals who lied on their immigration paperwork, most notably former Nazis. Between 1990 and 2017, the Justice Department filed just over 300 total denaturalization cases, averaging 11 cases per year. But in 2017, the first year of Trump's first term, that number went up to 25. In 2018, USCIS announced it would refer approximately 1,600 cases to the Justice Department for prosecution. Critics of Trump's immigration policies are concerned the administration is using immigration enforcement to go after people because of their speech. Last week, Representative Andy Ogles, Republican Tennessee, sent a letter to Attorney General Pam Bondi calling for the Justice Department to initiate denaturalization proceedings against Zohran Mamdani, the New York City Democratic mayoral candidate. Mamdani was born in Uganda to Indian parents and became an American citizen in 2018. At a press conference Tuesday in Florida, Trump called the 33-year-old a communist and claimed people are saying he's here illegally without providing any specifics. Trump said his administration is going to look at everything. An arrest of Mamdani followed through on a campaign promises to stop masked ICE agents from deporting our neighbors. Mamdani condemned the president's comments in a statement, saying it was intimidation. His statements don't just represent an attack on our democracy, but an attempt to send a message to every New Yorker who refuses to hide in the shadows. If you speak up, they will come for you, he said. Sharma Crawford said the Trump administration may try to take an everything-in-the-kitchen-sink approach to immigration enforcement, but the law prevents such abuses, especially if they target long-term citizens with clean records. While the process of denaturalization for good cause is rooted in law, so too is a caution against using as a weapon, said Sharma Crawford. This memorandum, much like other actions by this administration, has at its core an intent to invoke fear and uncertainty in America's communities. By using overbroad and vague language, the memorandum leaves open many questions, which then becomes a fuel that lights the fire for panic and alarm. While the Justice Department defends a measure as necessary to protect the integrity of the naturalization process, critics warn it could lead to overreach and fear-driven enforcement. Legal experts stress that denaturalization must remain rare and firmly grounded in law to preserve America's values of fairness and justice. That is all for today in this video. What are your thoughts on this? Please let us know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching the entire video. Hopefully, the information is useful to you. See you later in the next video. Till then, take care.
Justice Department to prioritize revoking U.S. citizenship for naturalized Americans. The Trump administration has intensified its crackdown on immigration by expanding efforts to revoke citizenship from naturalized Americans. The Department of Justice memo directed federal attorneys to prioritize denaturalization cases involving serious crimes such as war crimes, human trafficking, sex offenses, gang activity, fraud, and national security threats. Critics, including legal experts and immigrant advocates, warn the memo's vague and broad language could lead to abuse and target individuals unfairly. Even for minor or unsubstantiated offenses, former U.S. Attorney Joyce Vance cautioned it could threaten free speech consular rights. While denaturalization is a rare and legally limited to 4 specific grounds, the DOJ new discretion raises concern legal safeguards remain, as the cases must be tried in the federal courts. But opponents argue the administration is using fear tactics to intimidate immigrant communities. The DOJ insists it's protecting naturalization integrity, but critics see political motives, citing recent political targeting of figures like Zohran Mamdani. With 7.9 million naturalization in the past decade, the policy shift could impact trust in a US citizenship.